This is a story about all of us and how we got here. It is a story about atoms and molecules, gravity and stars, imperfect copies, and evolution. Our story starts at the very beginning of time, nearly 14 billion years ago. In the beginning, when it all began, at the very start of time, everything in the universe, all the energy, all the stuff, even space itself, was compressed into a single point smaller than an atom that scientists call a singularity. We call the beginning, when time begins, the Big Bang. That is when the singularity ended and the universe started to expand. Time started. The universe was very hot, but as space expanded, it cooled. As the universe cooled, atoms formed. If the star is the right size, it will blow up in what scientists call a supernova. Then, the explosion will create even heavier elements. Sometimes, when a new star is forming, it'll attract the dust of older stars that have already gone supernova. This ring of dust may form planets around a star. We call the star and the planets around it a solar system. Our planet, the Earth, formed from the dust of older stars at about the same time our sun formed, about 4.5 billion years ago. The young Earth was hot with many volcanoes. Asteroids, which are rock, and comets, which are mostly ice, fell on the Earth. After a while, the Earth cooled and large oceans formed. The air was much different than today. One big change was when a cell emerged that could turn the energy of sunlight into chemical energy. After many generations and many changes, the ability to turn sunlight into chemical energy would become part of the first plants. Cells had a big effect on the Earth. They changed the air to the type of air we breathe today. This helped create a protective layer which filters out a harmful type of sunlight. After cells had changed the air into the type of air we have today, it became possible for life forms with more than one cell to emerge. But no matter how big the animal or how many cells it has, it always starts as a single cell, and that cell grows and divides. When a large animal starts with a single cell, and the cells divide, each new cell divides and specializes to become part of the different features, like eyes and fingers or paws and ears. Over time, small changes from one generation to the next add up to very large differences. Evolution is when these small changes over thousands of generations and thousands of years lead to entirely different animals. This is how eventually the first people evolved from other animals. Each stage in our evolution took thousands of generations, and then it took thousands of years for us to begin to figure out this story. The first humans did not know how to plant seeds to grow food. Instead, they wandered, gathering plants and hunting animals for food. When our ancestors learned how to plant seeds to grow food, it meant more people could stay in one place and build buildings. As our ancestors became better at growing food, it meant that some people could learn how to make better tools or become really good at knowing which plants might make someone feel better. Better tools meant we could learn even more about how things work. Our ancestors then invented ways to study and learn even faster. We call this way of studying and describing the world science. It is because of science that we can make phones, televisions, computers, and spaceships. We can now help make sick people healthy. We can continue to develop our knowledge and understanding of the details. Each sentence in this story is a whole branch of science. Learning increases our ability to discover even more. It is because of science that we know this story. We come from the dust of stars, and we are related to all life.